If you clicked on this video, you're probably wondering how you can gain more respect in either your workplace, with women or men, or with your friends or family. And getting respect a lot of the time is an earned process, right? So if you think about it, by the way, my name is Zuri. Welcome to the channel. We talk about fulfillment, alignment, mindset, personal development, everything to help you live an optimized life. And dealing with respect, if you think about it, there's a lot of different ways you can earn it. Why do we respect people? A lot of the time it has to do with acclimates, right? Like in order to gain your parents' respect and stuff, they push you to be a better student. In the workplace, who's performing the best, who's really good at what they do, who has skill sets that are really beneficial to the organization. Money, status, somebody's a celebrity, right? They instantly walk into a room and they captivate attention and people want to get to know them and stuff like that. Doesn't mean that these are necessarily inherently good people or that they're really special or unique. They just have things that are valued by other people, which causes them to respect them. Personally, think about it this way. UFC fighters, right? You're going to respect them because if you don't, you might get smacked. Or that person could kill you with their bare hands, right? When dealing with respect, what's your strategy, right? You can not have a strategy and just kind of hope people respect you. But if you don't have any of the characteristics that I've explained, what's worthy about respecting you other than your inherent human nature? But that doesn't separate you from anyone. In my experience over the years, the easiest way and the best way to gain respect is by respecting yourself. As a man, as a woman, knowing your worth inherently as a human being, and not like pedestalizing other people just because other people do, right? So if you are in a position where in work you're not being respected, are you worth respecting, right? Like if you are not very good at your job, you're sloppy, people don't like being around you, you're not necessarily adding or contributing in a big way, it makes sense. Why would people respect you for doing that? Whereas the guy in the room who comes in and he's first person to arrive, last person to leave, he's putting in hours, he's cracking jokes, he's trying to make the workplace environment better, naturally people are going to respect that guy, right? Because he's contributing and adding value to the organization. So first off, recognize as a person you are worth respecting. And that mindset alone, most people don't have. And when you feel like you're worthy of respect and you respect yourself from a place of you take care of yourself, then naturally our reality and our perception is a mirror. And if you notice people who have low self-worth, if people who don't respect themselves, they are kind of projecting that image to the world and they get that fed back to them. But if you are in a position where you do respect yourself, you do have good self-worth, you do exude confidence, that's going to be reflected back to you. And so with your strategy, if you're not currently respecting yourself, find out why, right? Is it like, I am not honoring my word, I'm not going to bed at the hour that I want, or, I don't have good habits, I say I want to go to the gym, I don't work out, I should start meditating, but I never really do it. All these little things that you feel like you should be doing and you don't do it, you're breaking self-respect, right? Confidence is having a vision or a goal or saying things and then fulfilling on them. And the more that you do that, the more confidence and respect you're going to build towards yourself. And inherently, that is going to be causing other people to respect you. If you look at bodybuilders, people who are jacked, fitness influencers, all they do is go to the gym. But because they're so good at that and they're disciplined and they follow these routines, that is a trait that is praised by society, right? That kind of discipline. And if you don't go to the gym, that could be an easy way to start building that relationship and respect with yourself, and then watch what happens. Like when I was a teenager, I was never overweight or anything, but I had a friend that was just staying and visiting us here in Medellin, Colombia, and he was one of my best friends from high school. He was, I don't remember exactly, it was like over 200 pounds, 240 pounds, 5'8", 5'10", and he lost like 100 pounds one year in grade 10. And then he put on like 80 pounds of muscle. And he ended up being like 180, 190 pounds of just like a complete transformation. And he went from a guy who was like the chubby, funny kid to the guy who was respected. All of a sudden, nobody's going to mess with this guy because look at this transformation. Like, people were talking about it, right? So when you go through that physical transformation, you look at yourself differently, and others will look at yourself differently as well. And I started working out with him because he was a friend of mine, and we went to the gym and we were just chopping it up because we used to work out for like 3 hours a day, drinking protein shakes at school, eating peanuts at school, even though we didn't realize kids had allergies back then, and kids still have allergies. So we got, we're not allowed to eat peanuts at school anymore, just trying to get all the calories in, right? But, I put on like 15 pounds of muscle, and with the athletic physique that I had, because I like playing sports, that added to me. And I started respecting myself more instead of just partying all the time or eating junk food. When you start making positive decisions and incorporate discipline into your life, all of a sudden, good things start to happen. You start looking at yourself differently in a good way. And what happens is when people fall off from doing good habits or things that are, worthy of respect, then they start disrespecting themselves in ways, and then it's easy for other people to disrespect them. But if you draw that line in the sand and say, I'm a person of worth inherently, I respect myself because I take care of myself and I do things that are worthy of respect, then the world is going to respond to that in a positive way. So at the end of the day, it does just come down to like radical self-reliance. And the more that you can respect yourself, the more respect you're going to receive. So whether that's going to the gym, whether that's increasing your intellect, studying, becoming really good at what you do, or just knowing a lot of things, some people get respected just for how many things they know. It's just like they have a lot of interesting things to say, and it's like, wow, it's hard to, argue with that person. He just knows a lot, or she just knows a lot. So increasing your intellect at work, just become a hard worker. That was like a thing that I had. I wasn't the best worker, but if you work hard and you try and increase your efficiency at things, you can gain respect that way. So identify your weak points, where you're losing respect for yourself that could cause you to have others lose respect in you, and see what happens. So I hope this was valuable for you. Do all the YouTube stuff. Click, like, subscribe, comment. Look forward to seeing you in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video. Zuri out. Peace.